Welcome to the Weekly Focus English.
Week 14. Learning from Nature. Nature is the best teacher. This week, several countries planted millions of trees to fight climate change. Nature teaches us patience and growth. You can learn from nature too. Go for a walk, notice the colors around you, or listen to the wind. Spending time outdoors helps reduce stress and improves your focus in class.
If you want to, ace a really complex, mentally exhausting exam, the best way to prepare for it might actually just involve stepping outside and staring blankly at a tree for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds totally counterproductive when you're in crunch mode. But operating in these manufactured learning spaces, staring at screens and whiteboards, it just burns through your cognitive fuel.
Right, in a way that only an organic environment can really restore. So welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a pretty compelling set of notes titled Week 14, Learning from Nature.
It's a really interesting set of material.
It is. And our mission today is for you, the listener, to explore how nature acts as the ultimate teacher. We're bridging these massive global environmental actions right down to the incredibly intimate daily benefits for your own brain.
Because we tend to separate environmental science from personal well-being, but they actually operate on the exact same principles of recovery and growth.
Okay, let's unpack this. We see a massive scale right out of the gate in these notes. It points out that several countries have just planted millions of trees specifically to fight climate change.
Right, huge global initiatives.
Yeah, and it's like a giant collective deep breath for the planet.
Yeah.
But it won't pay off immediately. Which is funny, though, because climate change is an absolute emergency. We want instant carbon vacuums.
We do, yeah.
So relying on saplings feels almost dangerously slow. Are we basically being forced to play by nature's timeline here? How does this massive, slow-moving global action embody that claim in the source that nature teaches us patience and growth?
Well, what's fascinating here is the absolute refusal of nature to be rushed. We are so used to instant technological fixes.
Oh, absolutely. Next-day delivery for everything.
Right, but nature operates on compounding systems.
Right.
Fighting climate change isn't an instant fix. A forest isn't just a collection of wood, it's a slow-building infrastructure.
Right, root networks and all that.
Exactly, the root networks and fungal symbiosis that take decades to establish. So this massive act of planting trees forces us into a macro-level exercise in delayed gratification.
Wow, yeah, so we literally can't speedrun a forest.
Mm.
The resilience comes from that slow compounding process itself.
Exactly. The mechanism we are relying on to save the planet demands that we learn patience. It forces our global urgency to submit to a steady, incremental reality.
That makes a lot of sense. But shifting gears a bit to the micro level, to our personal classroom. Because while the planet needs decades to heal, our own brains can use these exact same natural elements to heal in just minutes.
Right, you don't need a massive reforestation project to see this in action for yourself.
No, definitely not. The concept here is that simply taking a walk, noticing the colors around you, listening to the wind, that actively reduces stress and improves focus for your next class.
It really does.
So what does this all mean for the listener? Is stepping outside to look at trees essentially like hitting a hard reset button for a stressed out brain?
It is, yeah. And the why behind it is what's really cool, because you are engaging a completely different cognitive network.
Yeah.
When you stare at a textbook or a screen, you're using what's called directed attention. You have to exert a massive amount of cognitive effort to block out distractions.
Right, which drains your mental battery incredibly fast. But wait, I get that staring at a textbook is draining, but how is staring at a tree any different? I'm still using my eyes to look at something.
Well, you are, but you aren't forcing your brain to care about it in the same way. It's a functional tool, a phenomenon called soft fascination.
Soft fascination, I like that.
Yeah, natural elements like a rolling cloud or leaves blowing in the wind, they have fractal patterns.
Oh, interesting.
They're inherently interesting enough to hold your gaze, but predictable enough that your brain doesn't have to actively work to process the information.
Wow, okay.
It essentially puts your brain's processing center in neutral, so that exhausted, directed attention battery can finally recharge.
So it's active recovery. I always thought spacing out on a park bench was just zoning out. But your brain is actually using those sensory details, those colors and winds, to physically repair its ability to focus.
Just as those millions of trees are doing the slow structural work of repairing the global atmosphere, that gentle breeze or bright green leaf is doing the quiet mechanical work of repairing your mental bandwidth. It directly translates to better performance.
It really reframes what a classroom can be. I mean, nature is a teacher operating simultaneously on these two wildly different scales.
Absolutely.
On a massive global scale, millions of trees are teaching us the patience required to fight climate change. And on an intimate scale, a simple walk and a cool breeze are teaching us how to lower our stress and restore our cognitive focus.
It's the exact same fundamental lesson of steady natural growth, just
Right.
applied to different ecosystems, the Earth's atmosphere, and your own mind.
Which leaves you with something pretty wild to think about. If a simple walk and noticing colors can completely reset our focus and reduce our stress in class, what other everyday overlooked elements of nature might hold the hidden solutions to our most complex modern problems?